According to the Mayo Clinic, the person you report to at work is more important for your health than your family doctor. These chilling words from Bob Chapman, CEO of Barry Wehmiller, set the stage for Jeffrey Pfeffer's eye-opening book, Dying for a Paycheck: How Modern Management Harms Employee Health and Company Performance, and What We Can Do About It. Imagine a world where your job is slowly killing you. Not in the dramatic, headline-grabbing way of workplace accidents, but in the insidious day-by-day grind of stress, long hours, and toxic work environments. This is the reality Pfeffer exposes in his meticulously researched and passionately argued book. Pfeffer, a professor of organizational behavior at Stanford Graduate School of Business, brings decades of experience studying workplace dynamics to bear on this crucial issue. His expertise shines through as he systematically dismantles the notion that modern work practices are benign or even beneficial, revealing instead a landscape of workplace toxicity that rivals any environmental hazard. The central question Pfeffer grapples with is both simple and profound. Why are we allowing our workplaces to kill us? And make no mistake, the toll is staggering. Through rigorous analysis, Pfeffer and his colleagues estimate that workplace stress contributes to approximately 120,000 excess deaths annually in the United States alone. To put that in perspective, that's more than the number of deaths from diabetes, Alzheimer's, or influenza. But Pfeffer doesn't just throw numbers at us. He brings these statistics to life with heart-wrenching stories of individuals crushed by the weight of impossible work demands. There's the senior finance executive who turned to cocaine and alcohol to cope with the stress of frequent all-nighters. The television news producer who gained 60 pounds and nearly lost her family due to the unrelenting demands of her job. The utility worker diagnosed with PTSD from the sheer pressure of an impossible workload. These aren't isolated incidents, Pfeffer argues. They're symptoms of a wider malaise in our work culture, one that prioritizes short-term profits over long-term human sustainability. And the irony? This approach doesn't even benefit companies in the long run. Pfeffer presents compelling evidence that toxic work environments lead to increased turnover, reduced productivity, and skyrocketing healthcare costs. One of the most shocking revelations in the book is how workplace stress compares to other known health hazards. Pfeffer and his team conducted a meta-analysis of over 200 studies, comparing the health effects of various workplace stressors to the effects of secondhand smoke exposure. The results are startling. Most of the common workplace stressors they identified, things like long work hours, job insecurity, and work-family conflict, have health effects comparable to, or even greater than exposure to secondhand smoke. Consider this. Not having health insurance through your job increases your odds of being diagnosed with a health condition by more than 100%. Job insecurity increases mortality risk by nearly 50%. These are numbers we'd find alarming if they were associated with a new drug or environmental toxin. Yet because they're linked to workplace practices, they've largely flown under the radar. Pfeffer doesn't just point out problems, he offers solutions. He argues forcefully for a new approach to workplace management, one that prioritizes human sustainability alongside environmental sustainability. He envisions a world where companies track their human footprint as carefully as they monitor their carbon footprint, but change won't come easy. Pfeffer identifies several barriers to progress, including the short-term focus of many businesses, the lack of regulatory oversight for psychosocial workplace hazards, and even our own tendencies to accept stress as an inevitable part of work life. One of the most compelling sections of the book deals with the rise of the gig economy and its impact on worker health. Pfeffer paints a grim picture of a world where job insecurity is the norm, benefits are scarce, and workers are pushed to their limits. He cites sobering statistics. The average monthly income for a DoorDash driver is just $220, while Uber drivers make about $364. These precarious work arrangements, Pfeffer argues, are associated with higher rates of injury, disease risk, and poor health outcomes. Yet amidst this bleak landscape, Pfeffer finds reasons for hope. He profiles companies that are bucking the trend, prioritizing employee well-being, and reaping the benefits in terms of increased productivity and reduced healthcare costs. Take Aetna, for example. After CEO Mark Bertolini had a near-death experience, he instituted a series of wellness initiatives, including free yoga and meditation classes, increased minimum wage, and improved health benefits. The result? Employees reported significant reductions in stress levels and pain and became more effective on the job. Or consider Barry Wehmiller, where CEO Bob Chapman has made it his mission to create a workplace where employees feel valued and cared for. His approach has not only improved employee well-being, but has also driven impressive financial results, with a compound growth rate in earnings of about 16% per year. These success stories underscore one of Pfeffer's key arguments. Taking care of employees isn't just the right thing to do, it's good business. Companies that prioritize employee well-being see reduced turnover, increased productivity, and lower healthcare costs. But individual company initiatives aren't enough, Pfeffer argues. He calls for a broader societal shift in how we think about work and health. Just as we developed environmental regulations to curb pollution, Pfeffer envisions a future where workplace practices are subject to similar scrutiny and regulation. He points to countries like the UK, where there's growing recognition of the link between workplace conditions and population health. Dame Carol Black, a principal at Cambridge University, notes that the British government has been increasingly interested in this agenda since 2005, recognizing the effect of poor work environments on public health and the economy. Pfeffer's vision is ambitious, but he makes a compelling case for its necessity. He argues that if we truly value human life and well-being, we need to extend that concern to where most adults spend the majority of their waking hours, the workplace. As we reach the end of this journey through Pfeffer's groundbreaking work, we're left with a profound sense of both urgency and possibility. The problems Pfeffer identifies are severe, but they're not intractable. By shining a light on the hidden toll of toxic workplaces, he's taken the crucial first step towards change. Dying for a Paycheck is more than just a book. It's a call to action. It challenges us to reimagine our relationship with work, to demand better from our employers and ourselves. It asks us to consider, what kind of society do we want to be? One that sacrifices human health on the altar of profit, or one that recognizes the fundamental value of human well-being? As we close this chapter, Pfeffer's words echo in our minds. We need to change the language routinely used in business. Well-being and physical and mental health need to become much more focal in conversations and policies. It's a simple idea, but one with the power to transform our workplaces, our economy, and our lives. In the end, dying for a paycheck leaves us with a choice. We can continue down our current path, accepting toxic work environments as an inevitable cost of modern life. Or we can heed Pfeffer's call, demanding workplaces that nurture rather than deplete us, that recognize our humanity rather than treating us as mere resources to be exploited. The choice is ours, and as Pfeffer so powerfully argues, the stakes couldn't be higher. Our health, our well-being, and even our lives hang in the balance. This has been a summary of Dying for a Paycheck by Jeffrey Pfeffer. If you found this discussion intriguing and want to dive deeper into Pfeffer's groundbreaking research, I encourage you to check out the full book. Remember, the link to purchase is in the show notes. And as always, this podcast may earn a small commission if you buy through our affiliate link, at no extra cost to you. Thank you for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself, especially at work.